Guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the care and propagation of the ZZ Raven here. And I apologize for two things. This intro was actually filmed a year later because this is how long the propagation took, because I had lost the original introduction clip. And then secondly, I want to apologize for the chainsaw buzzing sound around me, but I really have to film today. I could not wait for another time. So I'm gonna dive right in. This plant is actually very, very unique. It is a cultivar, and I believe it is trademarked in the US, although I'm not sure how the international rule applies. But technically speaking, we're probably not allowed to sell them and trade these guys, although they have been in circulation left and right. So I'm not sure how they're gonna enforce that law, but then I really do appreciate people who came up with this hybridization on these cultivars because they're truly beautiful and unique. So please do keep them coming. And if there's any way that we can support you guys, we'll need to figure that out because we need to encourage more plant diversity. And again, this plant sparks so much joy, and it's made a lot of people fall in love with the ZZ fat plant family, which I am in love with. I have quite a lot of varieties of them. Anyways, I'm just gonna quickly talk about the care. This plant actually really likes direct sunlight, and I would even say full sun if it's acclimatized. The green version definitely would thrive in full sun. But keep in mind that when you get them from nurseries, a lot of them are not grown in full sun. So if you kick them out in it's too much light, it's gonna burn. If you put them in low light, they will grow slowly. And in that case, you would actually water them a lot less, because I'm gonna share with you later how I've kept overwatering this guy over and over again until I have barely any left. Spoiler for you. But yeah, these guys actually, the more light that you give it, the more watering you can give it. This one lives outdoors in direct light, and I water this lightly every day in these terracotta pots, so it's okay. So yeah, they do grow faster in direct light. Low light, I would say you do need some kind of light. Do not give them no light. Even though ZZs are kind of promoted for their low light tolerance, but they actually really do appreciate high light. And for a plant this expensive, you really do want to give them better conditions. In terms of watering, as I mentioned earlier, water them a little bit more if you give them really, really good conditions outdoors, fast draining soil, direct sunlight. This is getting very, very good direct sunlight and very good airflow. If you have them indoors in plastic pot in soggy, wet soil, water them less than once a month, I would say. Let them dry out. They actually thrive when you leave them alone in those conditions. Fertilizing, I fertilize this the same as like my other house plants. This is not a fast growing plant, so I will not put too much fertilizer on it as it may rot the roots. It's not a fruiting or flowering plant either, so it doesn't really need that much fertilizing, but you do need to give it some nutrients, especially since it's such a slow growing species. This is very, very pest free. I don't have any pests on these guys, even though sometimes as a systemic I would put a little bit of chemical pesticide on the topsoil just to prevent any mealybugs from living in the soil, because a lot of my nursery plants have a bit of mealybugs around the potting mix if you leave them alone for too long. And this plant actually started out with just one pot of, I would say, 2 to 3 branches. I'm going to insert some pictures, old photos of the original mama plant, which we don't have anymore. And then I went ahead and overwatered it until it just had one last stem left. So before it died off completely, I cut it up and then I started propagating the leaves, which we will see in a bit. But they're very, very slow to grow. I would say they would put out this branches every 5 to 6 months, but each time they put out a new branch, they will have rows and rows of leaves, so they really go big or go home. And I forgot to mention that this plant is, again, a black color version of the regular ZZ plant, but the care is very similar, and it's really, really beautiful with these leathery black leaves. I'm really, really in love with these. And I know that in the States they have become a common plant because of Costa farms that are growing them in mass scale, and they're now available in big box stores. But here in Indonesia, they're very, very difficult to come by. Again, they're very, very slow to propagate. And I guess without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into the propagation. So we're gonna be seeing clips that were filmed a year ago. I was actually about to repot this guy because I moved him from indoors to outdoors here in my new plant studio. And I knew that I was gonna give it a fast draining soil. And this guy hasn't grown at all for me in 6 months. And I think I know why. But as I was unpotting him, all the roots rotted off, literally fell. I only have the bulb and maybe a little bit of, I think these are all, yeah, these are all mush. These are all like bad roots, so it's just only a bulb left in here. mosquito. I'm going to show you guys a few ways of propagating it. So I'm going to get right to it. They do propagate from stem as well as from leaf cutting. So they do both of that. I actually was very careful about not overwatering him. I water him every I would say 3 to 4 weeks, and it lives in a very, very sunny west window. And I still managed to overwater it, so I don't know what's up with that. So one of the stems here, I'm just gonna cut it like very generously, like down to the bottom. Okay, and ZZ plants do propagate from both the leaf as well as the individual leaves as well as from the main stem. So for this particular stem, I'm going to do the stem cuttings. Snip, snip. It's actually a little bit faster when we have a main stem on it. And I'm gonna leave some with 2 leaves and some with 1 leaf. Oh, it's raining, so I gotta hurry up. So I'm gonna experiment to see which one would root faster. I'm gonna cut this right here. So I've got all my cuttings here. And for this one, I'm gonna pluck off, for the top, I'm gonna take the top cutting. And the rest, I'm just gonna pluck off the leaves from the petiole. Oh, it's raining really hard and my camera is right over there. I might turn off the camera, but okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pot some of the soil propagations, I'm gonna pot it up into terracotta pots, and I will keep it a little bit damp, but not too wet. Okay, it's starting to rain really hard. And half of them I'm gonna do it in water. So I'm gonna show you the results maybe the next day. I'm gonna show on my camera right now. I've got my pots ready, and I'm just gonna stick the cuttings into the soil, and I'm gonna water them generously. And I want to make sure that they're all facing one direction, because when I put this, I want it to be facing the sun. So you don't want them to be facing each other instead. I still can't believe how I overwatered it. I was so cautious. All right, so I will see you guys in probably. So here is a 7 weeks update on the plant, and I wanted to start with the bad news first. I had this plant behind this clip, and this is how I would normally look at the plant. As you can see, I forgot that it was there, and it dried off. The water was gone, so I topped it up with water. I don't know how long it's been completely dry, but the leaves look very wilted. But I think there may be signs of life, so I'm gonna keep it here for a while, and I'm gonna show you the ones that are looking happy. Here's a pot that's living in my bedroom. It's not that bright right now because the sun is setting and it's also raining soon, but this is a west-facing window, so it's super bright normally. And I have to water this every day because this is my general purpose potting mix, but I have it in a terracotta pot, and you see there's a lot of perlite, burnt rice hulls, and it's mostly cocoa peat. So yeah, I have to water this lightly every day, or if I water it deeply, it'll be every 2 days or so because it's gonna get bone dry really fast. And these cuttings, I believe there's 3 of them. This is one cutting, and they're all alive and they're all doing well, I would say. Here's some of them that were propagated directly into potting mix, and they are doing okay. If you tuck them, they are firmly rooted in there. I don't want to open, do I want to? Hang on. I may open it up. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone. I know that they're doing well. I may have lost a cutting here. I'm sure something used to be here, but this is the other pot, and all the leaves here are actually healthy. They're growing. At some point, I'm gonna have to separate them because there's too many of them in one pot. But this is a good way for me to grow them all at once. I see a little bit of rot here, as you can see. Yeah, it came right off. However, I'm not worried. If the bulb there is healthy, if the root system is healthy, it will grow new shoots. And this is the parent plant where I made the cut, and I don't know, man. I think it's rained so hard these days that this is just not the best condition for it. This plant looks very tired. I believe this is the original vine that the parent plant put out, and look at how thin this shoot is. It's on its last strands. However, before it died, it gave me this. So this is the new vine that grew from nothing, and I'm amazed. I think the plant is very much alive in there as long as I don't overwater it, and it's actually very difficult now because it's raining really hard every day. But it's put out a green leaf, and I know you guys are wondering, hey, this is not a ZZ Ray when it's green leaf. It takes time for them to put out the black, which is really cool. I love seeing them transform from green into black. So if you give it time, it's gonna turn into an all black plant. And here are some of the cuttings that are rooted in water. I'm pretty sure I had more that are rooted in water. I just can't find them, or maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But here, look at that. It's should put out a new bulb. Very cute. I'm gonna put these into soil today. They're very ready for soil. And this is the other one. Super cute. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna keep waiting for a few months. And once it's got some cool baby leaves, I'm gonna give you guys another update. So I will see you again in a few months' time. Welcome to a 10 months update. Yes, it's been 10 months. No kidding. This is actually the parent plant, and about we say 2 weeks ago, I had to cut it up because the parent plant, this was the vine that we last saw, it was overwatered. This is my new home, by the way. I have moved since then. A lot has changed. I'm not the same person I was 10 months ago. Neither is this plant. But yeah, I had to chop it up into single leaf cuttings because the main root and the main tuber rotted off. So I'll have many more plants out of these, but we're not here to see this. We're here to see the babies. All right, close your eyes. Are you ready to see? Okay. Ta-da! Here's everyone. My goodness. So this video, took about a year to fill. A year minus 2 weeks. That's how long it took. So this is how everyone's doing. I guess most of them did do well, but then they're quite slow. And I still continue to overwater some of these. This one, the leaves rotted off, but then something grew out of this little sharp point here. So I'm hoping that this will come back to life. But I am a terrible, hopeless overwaterer. ZZ plants are not my best friends. But anyway, so here's everyone, and so this has a few of them in the pot. I did repot them at some point, by the way, and I didn't even remember I was filming these, and I forgot completely to give you guys an update. But yeah, I potted these up. Some of them are single and living their best lives. Some of them live in, I bet this is also single, but sometimes they just put out 2 leaves from the same bulb. Yeah, these are all singles. But then this one, I remember I stuck, I think 4 of them in there because there were only these round bulbs with no leaves. So I was like, none of them's gonna make it. So I just end up just putting them in one pot, and all of them sprouted. And I bet this is the one that is doing the best. And it's actually just one plant. If you can see down here, this is one bulb. It's trying to put out a new sprout here. So sometimes one bulb can give you multiple plants, which is amazing. Something that I did not know. Yeah, so yeah, this is everyone. I guess. So nice to finally reveal them to the world. It took so long, and it's always in the back of my mind that I need to finish this video, and today's the day. So yeah, I'm gonna pop open a bottle of wine. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys are caring for your plants, propagating them. And I'm at Botanist on Instagram. If you have any questions regarding plant care and propagations, I'll try my best to get back to you. Meanwhile, do take care and stay safe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.